Alright, so we're back in the garage. A little late today. We had some errands and some stuff to do this morning. So we're gonna see what we can get done today. Gonna try and clean up some of these welds real quick and get that finished up. I got a little bit of time. I'm not gonna do the final cut yet, so we'll get to that later. We sprayed some guide coat on it and we went and hit it with the DA. And the only high spot we got is our weld seam. So we're doing something right there. That's good. So we can still grind down on our weld seam a little more. And we'll start getting this flatter. Not bad so far. Getting somewhere now. It's looking a lot flatter. Not bad. Still got some welds that we need to touch up. A few spots. Over here was a little worse. Not a big deal. That happens. Especially when you're a rookie and you don't know what you're doing like me. So we'll figure it out. It's looking good. Alright, so I think we left off yesterday with doing some metal finish work. So I think I'm going to go ahead and fill in these holes to start with, since we are doing our finish work over here. And while I'm in there, I'll touch up a couple of these welds that need work. Before I do these down here, might be some hammering. I'll probably spray some guide coat and DA that and hammer out the low spot, because wherever these are stamped, there's usually a low spot. So, and plus when they bolt down, you know, the bolts suck it in. So, alright, so we're going to start off with these round holes. Now there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can just take a piece of your steel that's the right thickness and trace it, cut it out, grind it, and make it fit. You can try and find a washer that fits in there and then weld it in and weld the hole up, but finding one the right thickness and that diameter probably going to be pretty difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of this cold roll steel, 1/2 inch, fits right in there. So I'll just cut a piece off and we'll weld it in and grind it flat on both sides and be done with it. Pretty simple. So So I've spent most of the day hammering away and sanding, and we're getting close. We still have a couple low spots. Gonna need a little more work, but I'll show you what we got. Alright, so she's looking really good, and you'll see that low spot right there. A couple more. Right there, there's one. hard to see because it's so shiny right now. But you'll see the low spots in there at certain light. You can see them in there. So we got to take care of those. And otherwise, it's looking like a bumper. Alright, so we haven't been getting a lot of progress done on this thing. We've been having other little projects come in and out. So we're going to get back on this today, and we got a decision to make because I went and test fitted it after beating it with a hammer all day yesterday, and it got a little wider. So we got to make a decision. It probably doesn't look like much on camera, but that gap opened up overall. Same with this side. So they were nice and snug. Nothing changed except for the metal finishing in the middle, and it stretched it a little bit, so from all the hammering. So we gotta make a decision. Are we gonna cut another ½ inch out of it, or are we gonna live with it? I don't think I can live with it. It's too big of a gap for me. So probably, since I haven't finished the center yet anyways, probably just cut a ½ inch out of it, and we'll start metal finishing that section. It had a couple issues anyways that now I can probably address. So I took a little time this morning to clean the garage up. It gets messy after a while. I start pulling tools out, not putting them away. So I got to get better at that. All right, so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut a little more out of this bumper. I did some measuring, and I need a ½ inch out of each side. So I'm gonna take a ½ inch out of it, and what I want to do is I want to make sure I don't cut it right on my weld line or on my old weld, because that could interfere with getting it aligned. So I'm going to cut on either side of it, try and get out of that heat affected area too that was already affected by the weld. So yeah, this side's a little higher than the other, so I might hit on it a little bit more while we're welding it. It is behind the license plate, but I don't care. I want it to be perfect. So we're going to go ahead and cut this again. So once again, we have a two-piece bumper. I love doing things twice. Back in action now, so I just gotta trim this a little bit. Not a big deal. Big steel plate there. Yeah, that's back to where I want it. So, and just gotta, like the other side, just gotta trim it a little bit right here. It's not a big deal. Alright, no more time lapse. I'm just gonna get back to where we were, start metal finishing that center, and then we might come back to some more footage. So, we got this welded inside and out. We're working on this a little more. Get it's all finished, all nice and flat again. So I'm gonna continue on with this. I gotta weld these holes up today and do the metal finish right here. We still have a little low spot. We'll have to hammer on that with the air chisel from behind and try and beat that out a little bit. Don't like to add more heat to it because it's just going to shrink the metal and do the same thing again. So with TIG welding, you can hammer on it a lot more. If you MIG welded this and you tried to hit it with that air chisel, it would just crack the weld. So that's why we TIG weld these, and it'll turn out nice with this. shot. It's highly unrecommended. There is no pilot bit in this. And we're going to try and clamp a piece of steel in here and cut ourselves out a hole. Alright, that seemed to work out better than I thought it could. It left a little lip on there. Done. Glue it in. We don't even need to weld it. Alright, now that we got these cut out, we have an issue. They rock, because this bumper's obviously curved and these are flat. So what we'll do is we'll just clean these edges up, and then we're going to shape these a little bit. It's got a little more shape at the bottom than the top. And we're going to get them as darn close as we can get them. And we might hold it just a little bit high when we weld it. Now we can grind it and make it fit better. So, fit to the bumper. Sometimes I don't think things through all the way. I guess I could have just drilled it right out of this spare piece that I cut out. Had the right curve, thickness, and all that. Problem is chucking this into my drill press. That would be more difficult. So this will work fine. Got all our holes welded up now. Now we just gotta finish it all off. So, getting close. This is the part I haven't talked about yet, which is the finishing part. So we've gotten it all sanded down and pretty flat, but obviously working on our center here. So we're doing that all with the hand file. So get that thing flat and keep working it. And you notice I got some paint on there. Show my low spots. And really the weld is a high spot, so it's not really a low spot. I need to take this down a little bit, so we'll keep blending it, and we've been working around the corner and we're getting that pretty well worked out, so we'll be nice and flat. Day down. Well, can't ever call it a day on this because I never get a full day to work on this truck. I always get other work coming in and out. So I think I got about close to 40 hours into the bumper so far. I said it'd probably take 5 days. Probably gonna take a little bit longer on this one, but it's turning out real nice. So make it easy on the chromer, and he'll be happy too. So save us money there down the road. So I hope everybody liked it. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.